Congratulations, you've bought a Nintendo Switch, and now you're ready to play some games with your family, but you don't know which games are appropriate for you and your kids. I'm Wes, and we've previously talked about which Switch to buy, how to set up parental controls to keep your family safe, and now we're talking about which games you should start with. This isn't every game, this isn't the best games of 2022, this is the best games to start for your family and your young kids in your library. This is going to be quick, so let's jump into the E for everybody single player games, 2-player and 4-player co-op games on the Nintendo Switch.
Here we go!
First, we're going to start with single player, and that's going to be Pokemon Legends Arceus. This is a little bit of mild fantasy violence, but Legends Arceus isn't your typical Pokemon game. It's set way in the past, like right around when Poke Citizens started creating Poke Cities, even before the first Pokedex even existed. Legends Arceus is technically a distant prequel, and the game is built around a hub and spoke structure for missions, a la Monster Hunter if you've ever played that. The system too is less strictly structured than in previous games, with stats dictating which Pokemon gets to go first and how many times they can attack in a row. Also, the Pokemons can directly attack the player, which is kind of interesting. It's not a co-op game, but players have some limited online interactions. I've never actually talked to anybody in the game, and let's be real, not many kids don't like Pokemon. At least not until they think they're too cool for it. The controls were a little bit overwhelming for my youngest, but my older two kids really took to the game and enjoy playing it whenever they get the opportunity. I think Pokemon's a very cute game, and the art style is a really good match. This is a good match for Pokemon diehards and fans of Monster Hunter. It's not good for anyone craving a mainline entry in the traditional Pokemon series. Really, Pokemon's just a super cute game. I really recommend Legends Arceus. It's the most fun I've had in any Pokemon game in a long time. Next up is Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and once again, E for everybody. It's actually 3 games in one, and none of them are actually technically co-op. The closest that we get is Super Mario's Galaxy, where players work together in a co-star mode, which is a little hard to get set up, and it's not the best co-op, as the second player collects star bits and uses them to attack enemies. But the game lacks in co-op though, it makes up for with just having Super Mario 64, which is probably my favorite Mario game of all time. I know, I'm a heathen. And then you have Sunshine and Galaxy. These are 3 Mario stories that are just plain fun. They're enjoyable with all the challenges and incredibly entertaining to play and talk through the challenges with our kids. I personally enjoy watching my kids try and play platformers and figuring out what the controls are and what the challenges are and how they want to solve them. This is a good match for anybody doing platforming and for Mario fans. It's not a good match for people who really don't like the aspect of platforming, which is jumping from platform to platform or timing their jumps, Mario, or only want to have that co-op or shared experience. Now for 2-player co-ops. The first one on this list is Luigi's Mansion 3, which has some comic mischief and mild cartoon violence and an in-game purchase for the downloadable content. But I mean, really, do you love the Halloween season, or do your kids love something spooky, but you also don't want to have all that blood and gore and fear that comes with the popular Halloween games? Well, if so, then you should play Luigi's Mansion 3. It's a delightful third-person adventure filled with satisfying combat, fun puzzles, and the combat is worth mentioning for its satisfying ghost slamming via Luigi's vacuum pack. Plus, Luigi's doppelganger Googly is in this game, so enjoy a perfectly paced adventure set in a gorgeous haunted hotel. This is a good match for fans of cute ghosts, silly and spooky games, fun puzzles, Luigi, and Halloween. It's not a good match for people who want a big, long, huge 80-hour game, who dislike references to ghosts or death, and people who really don't like Luigi or his gooey clone. I just think it's a cute game. Now for 4-player co-op, you have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which is E for everyone with mild cartoon violence. You can go with single system, which means one Switch, 1 to 4 players, or local wireless or online with 1 to 4 players. At first glance, Super Mario 3D World is the same game, just kind of remastered for the Switch. Bowser's Fury, however, is something completely new. Let's start with the 3D World. It's a 2.5D Mario platformer when it first came out on the Wii U. It's fun enough alone, but the main draw is the local co-op, which allows up to 4 people to play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad. Each of those 4 has a different advantage. Peach can float, Toad's fast, Luigi isn't Mario, and then there's Bowser's Fury, which, unlike Super Mario 3D World, Bowser's Fury is entirely new. You're dropped into a small open world neatly divided into regions, the ice area, invisible wall area, so on. And you have to collect these golden cat shrines. In the center, you'll see this huge sized Bowser. Collect enough of the cat shrines and you'll be able to go so supersize yourself and take on Bowser in increasingly challenging boss fights. It's not as long as a full Mario game like, say, Super Mario Odyssey, but it's an effective showcase of what an open world Mario game might look like. This is again a good fit for Mario fans and anyone hungry for an engaging, accessible local co-op game. It's not a good fit for people who already played Super Mario 3D World to death when it first came out. Next is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This is definitely comic mischief because the blue shell. One minute you're cruising along on top of the world and then bam, you're totally hosed. Just when you thought you had it in the bag, life throws you a blue shell. Mario Kart 8 is an all that philosophical, it's the same Mario Kart formula retuned and polished to an absurd degree. Easily one of the most fun party games you can play on the Switch, or any other console for that fact. Best of all, the deluxe version on the Switch includes all the DLC maps and characters from the Wii U game, and also completely overhauls that version's woebegone battle mode. That is actually a ton of fun, although my kids don't really like it because they don't beat me. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the definitive version of an already great game. Plus, they've come out with new racetracks and they keep dropping every couple weeks, and they're absolutely fantastic. I love these racetracks. It's a good match for people who like moving really fast, people who like seeing Luigi look really mean as well. It's not a good match for people actually not like this game. I don't think that even happens. I don't even think I've met somebody that doesn't like Mario Kart. It's just a fun racing game and it's a fun party game. And that leads into the next game, Super Mario Party, which has mild cartoon violence. Do you remember when gaming was just fun?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Super Mario Party takes us back to when it was fun. Partying it up with 80 minigames, turning the tables on your friends and your family of all ages, both local and online, rolling dice, pedaling tricycles, flipping meat, and other creative use of the controllers and Joy-Cons. Some of the contests are free-for-alls, others are 2v2, and even some are 1v3. Can we play this game solo? Yes. There's a bunch of game modes, including a single-player challenge road with the 80 minigames. There's also cooperative river survival and even a rhythm-based sound stage for the local co-op play. And I get it, sometimes we want to be there for the couch co-op moment, but we're not. But we still want to spend that time with our family and friends, and Super Mario Party does have those several online modes to allow us to play 2v2 minigames and more from a distance. This lets us keep in contact with people. It's also easy to set up a friend match or password-protected private match, so it's not going to be ruined by some random person jumping in and being rude. So let's jump online and outwit our friends and families, racing across the board, getting the most stars to win. This is a good fit for families who want to enjoy themselves and enjoy Mario just being kind of a cute, innocent party game. Also, anyone hungry for an engaging, accessible local co-op game with lots of silly fun. This is not a good fit for people who don't want to be social, play games with friends or family, or are poor losers or awful winners. Now, if you're looking for something a bit more challenging or mature for an older kid or yourself, don't worry. I have the next video right here which talks about E10 Plus games. So a majority of the games on the Switch come out at E10 Plus. So this is going to be good for ages above 10. And I also have videos linked in the description that have a starting point for the teen rated games. There is a video for mature rated games. This is Wes from Ridir Gaming. Do good, play hard, game on, and I'll catch you in that next video.